What is up guys, it is Simba here and welcome back to another league racing video on the channel, and today it is round number 6 for the Spanish Grand Prix. We are back with another Spain league race, but this time it is in SLR. I highly recommend you check out the last SLR video around Monaco because you've just been spoiled by the championship standings after the first 5 rounds, and so far it's not been what we wanted. We've had 2 poor performances in the first 2 races of the season, and Australia and Monaco were places of bad luck. So we're looking to get a bit of a kickstart to the season here at round 6 in Spain, and the session doesn't start off well with a very weird error. Never done that in practice. And you can hear me say, I've never done that in practice, so not the best start. And I highly recommend you check out the last Spain league race I did in WOR, because I'm actually using the qualifying session there as a reference for this session, as we completely missed the apex of turn 10. In WOR I did an 11.0, which was only enough for P7, and I wasn't very happy with it because I think I can get into the 10s easily. But, you know, we're not going to get into the 10s here as we're running out of battery and it's our second lap on these tyres. And we're going to cross the line now with an 11.2, which is enough for P6 right now, but we know we can do a lot better. Not the worst, but should be better. Okay, so and you can hear me say, it's not the worst start in the world. We're P7 right now, but we know we can do a lot better. Once again, in practice, I was comfortably getting into the 1-minute 10s, and now it is time to prove it in the real session, which is easier said than done, but we know we're capable of a good lap, so let's see if we can deliver. Round the last corner, open DRS as you burst down the main straight towards the first corner. We are currently just ahead of the Delta after a good exit from the last corner, but you want to spot the 50-meter board, hit the brakes, 4th gear, nail the apex. But turn 2 is a little bit scruffy. We turn in just a little bit too early. And now up to turn 3, you can see we're just moving towards the centre of the line there. And that is because of the marbles on the inside. You can't really use those anymore. We're a bit braver on the exit of turn 4. You can get on the power quite early and through turn 5. We don't make a mistake this time, and we get the car nicely rotated and good traction as well. And we're a 10th up. Through turn 7 we go. A little bit scruffy halfway through turn 8, but it does the job. And through turn 9 we just don't clip the inside curb a little bit, and we lose just a couple of thousandths, but it is still a purple middle sector. And look at the time gained through turn 10 by just actually meeting the apex. And now through turn 12, again, get on the throttle as early as you possibly can. We are 3.5 tenths up going into the last corner, and we don't mess it up like we did in WOR, and across the line we go. DRS open again, and that is a 10.8, and that is us onto the front row. Already better than Thursday. I'll take that. So you can hear me say it's already better than Thursday a few days ago, and that is a good lap. But there were a few tiny errors that I think we can tune out. I think we could be on for pole, so let's see if we can do it and pull off an upset here in the 6th round of the season as we open DRS once again. Unfortunately this time we are 300s down on the Delta, but we know this time in turn 2, so spot the 50-meter board again at turn 1. Turn 2 is a lot cleaner, but we're still just under a half a tenth down. Turn 3 again, we have to move to the centre of the corner to make sure we don't get marbles on the car, and that is a high 0.4, which is not a great first sector. People could do 0.3s somehow. I don't know how they're doing that, but we're stuck at a 0.4. Turn 5 is a little bit better on the traction, but now we're a 10th down, but we can make it up through turn 7, a little bit smoother through the corners, but the traction isn't quite there, so we lose a bit of time on the exit. We gained a bit of time through turn 9 by just taking a bit tighter than the last time, and we're 400s down and going into turn 10. Late on the brakes, purple middle sector, but we just miss the apex again. We just hit the brakes a little bit too late, and we lose the momentary advantage we had going through the corner. And now on the traction we are a 10th down, and we're going to try 7th gear through this final corner, and that actually ironically gains us a bit of time, but it's not quite an improvement. Yeah, not quite. So we were half a tenth off our best lap there, and that is enough for P2. No one else was improving, So that is us onto the front row for the first time this season. And I was very happy with that. I was not expecting a front row. I was expecting maybe like a top 6. But P2 is a great position. And I feel like we can get some really, really big points. You know, we've missed a few chances in Australia and Monaco. And this is our best chance to get the big points that I feel like we deserve. As the strategy is hard to medium. It's the same strategy as WR. Medium soft is possible, but we're going to go on the hards. Okay. Corey on the mediums, so we're going to try and keep up with him in the opening stages. But let's see how we do off the line as the lights go out. And we are underway in Barcelona once again. And Corey gets a good start. We are tucking into the slipstream of the Haas, going into the first corner. Corey breaks a little bit early. You can hear you just a little bit annoyed in the background as he maintains P1. We maintain P2. As we get a warning for colliding with the Haas, which makes no sense. But decent start off the line, and we are still the lead hard runner, and that is the main thing. But Corey is about to get his blinders on. So, as you can see on lap 3, he is already pulled away, and we're about to get gapped here.
Nah, I haven't got DRS, fuck's sake. Yep. Nice. And I've used a lot of battery as well.
So, early frustration in the race. I've used up quite a lot of battery in the process of trying to keep up with Corey. And, yeah, that's unfortunate. So that means now we're going to be under attack from SLR Ham. And at this point, we have no choice but to let him through because DRS is crucial around this track.
Come on, Ham. I'm giving you a chance to pass me for free. So.
And at the start of lap 5, you can hear me say, you know, it's a chance to pass me for free. As we've had a few collisions on the track together, but this time there is no harm in it, and Ham goes through. And this is a good opportunity for us, you know, to see his pace, see if we can keep up with Corey, get back into that DRS train, and save some battery as well, because we used a lot in the opening stages of the race. So, not too bad, and it's not really a bad thing to, you know, give Ham the position. It's still a long race. There's 33 laps of this track, and it's very, very hard to make progress.
Well, I'm not going to force him in the corner like that.
But nothing much happens. On to lap 10. I was sizing up a move on Ham and Corey, trying to force him into a move and try and pass the both of them. But we got a really bad run out of the last corner. So we don't put any pressure on them as Ham takes the lead of the race. He was actually running quite low on battery as the hard tires are starting to come into play now. But we're still in third. But Roller now is on his way.
You trying to pass me or something?
You can hear me asking Roller, are you trying to pass me? And you can't hear him, but he says yes, and he goes through, no problem at all. We're down to P4 now, as Ham and Corey swap places once again. So yeah, it's not really ideal, but we're still with this train, as we get a really silly warning through turn 9 for track limits. And yeah, that is our first warning of the race. So, I will tell you guys now, I am in a lot of comms, you can hear in the background. So yeah, I'm in comms with Roller, I'm in comms with Elite Risks right behind us, Darren and Medal you can hear in the background as well. So yeah, there's a lot of comms going on, and on to lap 12.
Can you piss off? What's the point?
So we're using our battery here at the start of lap 13 to keep Elite Risk behind, and he wasn't happy about this because he had a full battery, and I was very reluctant to lose another place because I want to stay with this train. It is poor racecraft from me. I should have just let him go. There's no point using up the battery when you're not fighting the car ahead, and Elite is faster. You will see that in just a bit later in this race, but for now we keep P4, and you can tell I'm getting a little bit heated under the collar, just a little bit, as you know, you have to stay composed because these guys are so quick, and we're not the fastest guy here, so it's quite hard to stay concentrated and stay locked in as Corey pits.
I think Corey might just back this into Sem for fuck's sake.
And you can hear me getting a little bit more frustrated because Sem wasn't originally in this train and he's 9/10 behind us and he's right with the train now going into lap 15. So yeah, a little bit annoying because there might have been a bit of teamwork there, but I don't think that is the case at all. On to lap 16 now. I got a flashback at this moment to the France pre-season race where we got undercut quite badly. So we're going to box first out of everyone in the train. Elite Risks crucially follows us in and we're going to strap on a set of medium tyres to the end of this race. Our tyres will be 2 laps fresher than Corey, as he's pitted on the hards. So we will have a tyre advantage over the Haas for the rest of the race, as it's a 2.2 second stop. Very nicely done. Elite Risks, like I mentioned, is right behind us, and this is where the teamwork starts to kick in. So we're coming out 2 seconds behind Corey, but this is where we team up.
No point holding you up or fighting you this time.
So you can hear me telling Elite that there's no point fighting you this time. He goes through on the fresh set of mediums onto lap 18, and you know, we are now down to P9, but that's only on track. As you can see, we're 1.7 seconds ahead of Snipes and 1.9 ahead of Ham, so that was the effect of the undercut. And now on to lap 19, and we're just following Elite Risks, who is pretty quick around here. He's in tier 2 in WR, so to say he's pretty quick is an understatement. So we're doing pretty well to keep up with him. And speaking of Corey, the championship leader, he's getting held up by some cars in front. Zydrad and Arbin are holding him up.
Did you get in?
And you can hear me ask Elite, did he get in? And the answer is yes, and look at this.
What a guy. What a fucking guy.
Arbin once again rolls out the red carpet and lets us through, and we are now within touching distance of the Haas. And I just want to quickly say, Arbin, what a lad. Really helping us out here as Elite in front of us, looking to stay in touch with the Haas. He sends it on the inside of Zydrad through turn 4. He's yet to stop on his old mediums, and now we have to pass him. You can clearly see we're having a difficult time at it. We make a bit of contact with his rear end, and that's actually really mad. I can't believe I just said that. But we get the move at turn 7, but we've lost DRS again. You can hear my frustration in the background because that has literally undone Arbin's work in literally 5 corners, maybe 6. So we have to pull out a unreal middle sector now in order to get back with the top 2. As on to lap 21 now, Ham is right behind us, like 1.5 seconds back. But we need a big middle sector here, otherwise we're going to lose touch with these two. Going into turn 7 and 8, can we get the DRS back? Are we going to get it? Yes, we do. You can see we are getting close to using DRS, and there it is. The rear wing is open, and we can breathe for the time being. We've used quite a lot of battery in between the laps as well, so we can actually save it now. But it turns out that is actually quite hard to do, because as soon as you use ERS around this track, it's hard to gain it back. But now on to the end of lap 24, we are back into the podium places after the undercut attempt has worked out well. We're using the rest of our battery to try and push Corey into an error. Can we try and pass him? We can't. Elite boxes us in, and that allows Corey to get back through into the lead of the race. And again, not the best racecraft from myself. The poor time, that's quite poor timing really, as Ham now looks for the inside line. We fend him off for the time being, but that was quite poor because now he knows we're flashing and we don't have much battery, and we get a really shoddy last corner as well.
I'm going to lose out to Ham now.
So yeah, now as a result of that, SLR Ham will say thank you very much. I will take back P3. He's flashing as well, crucially, but it doesn't matter because it's so hard to overtake around this track. The only way you can overtake is through turn 1 and maybe turn 3 if you get a really good run on the car behind. But now that means we're first in line of the chopping block for Riggsy behind us, who is on the soft tyres. On to lap 29, we're watching the top 3 squabble, and Riggsy's having a go at us as well. Going into turn 1, he's looking to make those soft tyres work, but crucially, we fend him off at turn 2. The track position we have isn't ideal, considering you want to be P1 or P2 if you want to try and win the race, but it has allowed us to stay with the top 3, just in case something happens in front of us and we can pounce in and try and get P3 back. So crucial defense from us, and he's still right behind us. You can see we're having to use battery as the top 3 are really close together once again. Going into turns 1 and 2, Corey lags out a bit. There's a little bit of contact between the two. Ham's in the gravel and goes round the outside.
Yes.
to retake P3, and I'm very happy about it as Riggsy takes advantage too, and he passes Ham, and he's up into P4. So Riggsy keeping tabs with us here, but I think at this stage it's a bit too little too late for the AlphaTauri, as his soft tyres will be going off and the pace won't be as strong anymore.
I'm going to see if I can try and pass it then. P1 and P2 is where you want to be if you want to win a race.
So you can hear more comms between me and Elite here going into the closing stages. You can hear me say, I want to try and pass Corey this lap, because you all know what Mir has always said in his videos, that if you want to win a race on F1 23, the ideal positions to be are P1 and P2. Unfortunately for us, going into the last lap, we are not P1 or P2, we are P3, so there's only so much we can do at this stage of the race. We're also on 2 warnings. I can't remember when I got the second one, but I can tell you I was on 2 warnings and the pressure's on. So, on to the last lap. Corey is going for a last lap dive on the inside. Elite, I told him that Corey's flashing, and he manages to fend him off with 40% battery, using it all the way down the straight, and that is Corey's best chance to overtake gone. And I think Elite might have this. You can see Corey having another look going into turn 10, but he just can't make anything happen. And as a result, Elite Risks and I have worked together really well at this stage of the race, and he's going to win the race here, deservedly so. Corey is going to be second, and we are going to be in P3 to claim our first podium of the season.
Let's go. Let's go. First of the season. Let's go. Deserve that.
And there you go, guys. There is the result that we've been waiting for quite some time now, and we get 3rd place in the Spanish Grand Prix, with Elite Risks winning and Corey in 2nd place. Honestly, very happy. The pace was great in quali, and the pace was pretty strong in the race. Despite not being the quickest in that front train, we still made the right choices at the crucial moments to earn the podium. You know, the undercut worked wonders with Elite, the teamwork with Elite worked really well, and that pass on Ham was clean and, needed to be done, otherwise we would have lost time to the cars behind. So there you go. There's the kickstart to the season that we've been looking for after missing out in Australia and Monaco, where we could have got some big points there, but we've made it up here in Spain. And honestly, I think on another day, I think we could have maybe finished second or maybe win the race if we just did the little things better, like ERS management. But I will happily take a podium, and it's a good kickstart to the season, and especially with the fact that I feel like we are getting stronger and stronger on this game with each passing race. And in the championship, we're looking very competitive in P9, 6 points off the top 5, and it's very competitive above us. So we're going to keep pushing, and the next one is going to be Canada, which is going to be interesting to say the least. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Subscribe for more, and as always, I'll see you all in the next one.